little test drive. No? No test drive? Or test pool? I did a video of one of this at the car show in Doo-Wop Car Show, Charleston. Guy had it for 40 some years, a Bandit Trans Am. Yeah. His name was Ken and Barbie. And they got married in it and dressed up like back in the early 80s and dressed up like it.
Yep, that's cool. That
was a car show, I'm telling you. I felt good to have my little ratty Riviera there, the only car like it. It was unreal. Best car show ever. Real SEMA cars, not just show car shows. What do you say, everybody? I'd come. You're about like me, trying to wake up. I slept into it. Well, it takes me to get my first coffee in.
It's about my third.
Oh, I can't do that much, man. I'm hyper. I'm hyper as heck.
Heck, man, I had to get up and coffee. I was drinking anywhere between 12 and 15 pots a day.
Hey, buddy. How you doing? 68 or 69, isn't it? Yeah, it's one of the two because Dad had 67. But I get confused on the grills on the 68 and 69. I know it's one of them years. Love that collar. Remember, we used to hate them bench seats. We used to throw them out and put buckets in them. Now everybody wants them. You know, remember that would be the first thing. It used to be people looking if it had a bench seat, they'd say it wasn't an SS or you know how it's yeah. Or GT. Yeah. It's like a lot of them came with bench seats. 4 on the floor.
And usually a fifth under the seat.
Yeah.
4 on the floor and a fifth under the seat.
I keep telling Bill Smith he needs to enter his cars, man. His El Camino.
I was going to get that truck, went down there to get it, and he had sold it a few hours before I got there.
Yeah, he told me he sold it because he's wanting me to, well, he's probably asking everybody. He wants me to find him a ratty, something like my Buick, but in a pre-72, 60 to pre-72 truck.
Well, you bought that 1928 International truck.
Oh, he did? Oh, okay. Yeah, he sent me a picture of it, said it was up from, came up high somewhere, but he must have sent me a picture before he bought it, because he didn't own it at that time. He just took me a picture. Yeah, it's a full size made into a small truck. It's all kind of I call it different.
Looks between the Monsters and the Beverly Hillbillies.
Yeah. That's it. No, I didn't know that. I'm definitely gonna have to come and do a video on it. Because he's one of my biggest supporters. He supported me when I just had a few hundred views, and I'm over 3 million between Facebook and YouTube. Not too many people get monetized on YouTube and Facebook. So if you see my ads on Facebook and they got ads in them, let them run through so I can make a few cents.
I don't have Facebook.
Only 12% of all YouTube channels get monetized, and it usually takes 2-3 years. Took me 10 months.
YouTube handle?
Junk Car Willie. I do old junkyards, car shows. Now I'm starting to, like the old Riviera over there, buy, build, and drive for under $2,000. That was $1,880 in. I paid $8 for it, put $1,080 in it. Drove it 2,500 to 2,700 miles so far. Drove it to Sykeston, Missouri, while the other guys was pulling their drag cars in. Took it down the track. Put a good show on burning rubber, but I didn't set no records. It's 4,280 dry, 4,600 pounds with me going down the track. Yeah, check it out. I'm just a local guy with no car, no carport, no garage, basic hand tools. Got divorced 6 years ago, kind of hurt me financially, and I'm 55. 3 years ago, almost this March coming up, I had to get 3 heart stents on one side. Stress killed my dad at 58, so I knew that was killing me, and I was like, I gotta release this. What can I do? And I started thinking back. Well, me and my dad was pulling engines at 11, going around I got a stack of photo albums this big where we'd go around and take Polaroid pictures of old cars. So all I did was an updated version of Dad. Yeah. So it's gave me confidence. It gives me 2 second incomes, and plus I've got 45,000 fans in Russia. So tell me, not too many people in Mason, West Virginia can say they got 45,000 fans in Russia. Russia even loves my stuff. That's what I say. it ain't. Well, I ain't saying they're all fans. They're all views anyway. But if we looked at what was more in common, like, see, they're over there. They're watching my old car stuff, so they like old cars, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure they care about their family. If we looked for what was more in common than not in common, man, it'd be a better world.
Oh yeah.
And I see your veteran had one, and I do this to every veteran because without you guys, I wouldn't be doing this right now.
Well,
You made our country free.
I wish more people felt that way.
Well, I've always learned respect for
When,
my servicemen.
Scotty and myself was in Vietnam about the same time.
Oh, really? So you guys have known each other all your life?
Yeah, Scotty.
Yeah, because you're down at Point Pleasant. I confused you. You remember? I said, "Are you Scotty?" And you're like, "No." You was right. I know, because I never really got to talk to him until here recently. Heck of a guy. I really like him.
But when we came back from Vietnam, they were throwing eggs at us and spitting on us
Yep.
and everything.
I was only a few years old then, but I love history, and I took.
Oh, it's a bunch of baby killers.
Yep.
I wasn't no baby killer.
Yep. That's one thing.
I'm trying to survive like everybody else was.
It's the news, just like now. The news.
CNN.
The news will come up and they talk about Russian soldiers like wiping them out like they're nothing. Well, there's still people, you know what I mean? They're acting like they're nothing.
Yeah.
Even on NBC News, like, oh, they wiping Russian, like it's nothing. These are human beings that's fighting for their country the same as it's. I ain't saying I don't agree with them, but the people fighting ain't the problem. How long you own this car? I did a video on you down in Point. Oh, you wasn't around though.
Oh, okay.
What year is it?
07.
Yeah, you wasn't around, I don't think. I like the car. I like the stories with the people.
Oh, yeah.
I've started to do that about like in my last 100 videos. Now that I made it monetized and not so worried about doing what I have to do to get there, now I'm doing what I want to do, and I like the stories with the cars.
The reason I do this, my son brought this back from Atlanta, Georgia when he was down there. And I bought it from him so he could get married. And he's married about 5-6 years, and then he committed suicide. So now I don't want to turn loose of the car.
I understand, it's a connection.
So it ain't really a classic car.
It is. I mean, it may be not a classic car, but it sure is a collector car coming up, and I'd say.
Yeah.
I really do think it will be.
It's the last
Don't
year.
underestimate it.
It's the last year of this model.
My dad, like I said, died young man, and last 1,800 miles, he rides with me. I got a 5x7 picture. I got in the back seat. I'll never take it out of him.
Yeah.
When the kids get in, I put him up front with me if I ain't got room. But yeah, there's something about like you talk about your son. Something about that father and son thing with old cars, you know, or any car. Man, they're coming in so quick, so I'm gonna have to quit talking, or I ain't gonna get them all.
Don't forget about me.
I'll come back. The man, the legend.
Hey,
I'll delete that off
I'm
there.
gonna.
You guys, he just made one video. Old dad's running back garage.
He's had a great big tough and never lift